now, live from the Hive, we're going to move into our last little segment here. We are talking about a new paper, or new article, I guess I should say, on the parenting styles of the pterosaurs. So if you're into that sort of thing, stick around as we dive into today's Paleo Peek. Did the pterosaur, flying reptiles from the days of the dinosaurs, practice parental care or not? New research shows that pterosaurs were indeed caring parents, but only the large species. Did the pterosaurs, flying reptiles from the days of the dinosaurs, practice parental care or not? New research by scientists from Ireland's University College Cork, China, Nanjing, and Yunnan universities, and the UK University of Bristol and Queen Mary Anne University of London show that pterosaurs were indeed caring parents, but only the large species. This solves a long-standing conundrum. To be able to fly soon after hatching from the egg, a bird or pterosaur must have well-developed wings. Studies of smaller pterosaurs from the Jurassic showed that their babies already had large wings when they hatched, and that they could have wobbled into flight within a few days of birth. But did this work for the later pterosaurs, which were much larger sized? In the Cretaceous, pterosaurs usually had a wingspan of 5 meters, and some even reached 15 meters. The size of a small glider, size of a small plane. Some of them were, Aerosarchids were size of a freaking plane. This was a difficult project, says the study leader, Dr. Xiao Yang from the University College of Cork. We needed examples for pterosaurs where we had at least one hatchling or very, very young specimen, as well as an adult, so we could study their growth rates. But baby pterosaurs are really rare. Dr. Yang collaborated with Professor Bei Yujing from Nanjing University, Professor Michael Bitton from the University of Bristol, Professor Yu Xing from Yunnan University, and Professor Maria McNarma of UCC on the research. So I apologize for butchering anybody's names there. I do want to share your guys' research without trying to offend anybody, so bear with me. I just want to make sure the world's able to hear your stories, research team. Luckily, we were able to use some classic specimens from the Jurassic of Europe and the Cretaceous of North America, together with new finds from China. By measuring the skulls, backbones, wings, and hind legs, we were able to test the differences in relative growth of different parts of the body. The research focused on testing the allometry, or how the creature's characteristics changed with size. We are all familiar with allometry in human babies, puppies, and kittens. Their heads, eyes, and knees are huge, and the rest of their body grows fast to get to adult proportions. It's the same with many animals, including dinosaurs and pterosaurs. The babies have cute faces with short noses, big eyes, and big heads, Dr. Yang said. The small bird-sized Jurassic pterosaurs were born with large wings and strong arms and legs, evidence that the babies could fly from birth. As they grew from baby to adult, their arms and legs showed negative allometry, meaning they started large and were then growing more slowly than the rest of the body. But it was different for the Cretaceous giants. They also started as small babies, but the Key limb bones show positive allometry through growth, suggesting a very different developmental model. This means that the pterosaur giants had sacrificed low input childcare to the need to grow huge eventually as adults. Minimal childcare makes sense in the early evolutionary history of these ancient reptiles because it saves energy. But to grow huge, the larger pterosaurs had a problem. It basically took much longer to become an adult, and therefore parents needed to protect their young from accidents. The babies of all pterosaurs, large and small, were small because of the limitation of egg size. Investing in childcare by having non-flying babies was offset in evolutionary terms by allowing pterosaurs to evolve truly huge sizes. We see the same thing in birds and mammals today. Some birds fly very young, and of course some mammals like cattle and antelope are on their feet the day they were born. But this is kind of behavior is risky for the babies because they are often clumsy and easy targets for predators. It's costly also for the mother because the babies must have highly developed wings to develop and legs at the point of birth. So we see the same thing in extinct pterosaurs. They were restricted to maximum body size until the end of the Jurassic, at which point the parental care behavior changed and they could achieve huge sizes. So that's a pretty interesting read if I don't say so myself, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. I always love doing these little paleo peeks when there's something new about behavior. So appreciate everybody sticking around. Hey, good learning to fly. All right, so thank you so much for sticking with me. Please remember to be kind and take care. We'll see you next time. Mwah.
Did the evolutionists just kill a pterodactyl? Or did they finally catch up to the creationists?
Obviously, there's not going to be a ton of talk about these things. And the thing is, I do believe there was talk about these things. I believe if we study history, the Confederates were able to shoot pterodactyls, back in the Civil War. And they spread these things out. Anybody can look it up online. They spread these things out. And this is a historical fact. So, they spread this thing out, and it's got a huge wing length. And it's a pterodactyl they shot. So, of course, these things have been around. Now, they went extinct, obviously, slowly, but surely. And so, I don't believe that just because, at some point in time, coming from your perspective, that, just because they stopped talking about it means that they never saw it, when we have all this evidence that they've seen it.
Hello, my name is John Pendleton, and I'm speaking to you from Zacatecas, Mexico, center of Mexico. And today I'm going to tell you of my project to attract and capture a real living pterodactyl dinosaur.
But to the Christian, it makes common sense. Of course, there could be a few still alive. That's the first sighting I've heard of in Fort Worth, Texas. I've heard of them in Arizona. A friend of mine knows where some of them live, and he's going to go catch them and put them in a dinosaur adventure land he's going to build. And I can't reveal the details yet.
They're a form of what people call pterodactyl, but if you consider them descended from some type of ramphorhynchoid pterosaur,